All right, we got 8 cars ready to go here on this event. I believe we are starting inverted by qualifying. Up front, we got the 13, Jake Wells. On the outside of row 1, in the 7, Doug Wicker. Row 2, in the 91, Jacob Robertson. On the outside of row 2, in the 54, Daniel Lister. Row 3, in the 77X, will be AJC. In the 118, Kyle Lefevre. And in row 4, in the 28, will be Andy Pearman. On the outside, in the 29, Gage Dunn. Now, as I said earlier, being honest with you, there's some pros and cons of having to move the show to Monday, unfortunately, because of Mother Nature. One thing that was good, as I said, we gained some legend cars from up north. We had quite a few from Indy be able to make it. They would not have been able to make it yesterday. Kind of the other way around with the Crown Vic guys, more of your working class guys, if you will. And we was going to have pretty good full field, maybe 18, 20 cars. But we got 8 cars here, so this will be a 25-lap feature. The on-site plumbing, heating, and air Crown Vic Figure 8 will be a 25-lap feature.
I'd like to give a special announcement, a happy birthday to Michael J. Ogborn. Michael J. Ogborn, happy birthday to you. And also, a happy 24th anniversary to James and Gina Wells. A happy 24th anniversary to James and Gina Wells. Awesome milestone to 24 years. My goodness. Congratulations to you guys. That's awesome.
All right, Crown Vic's on the Figure 8. Ready to roll here. Jake Wells in the 13, Doug Wicker in the 7. On that front row, going to lead them around here. Going to take a parade lap or 2. Let these guys get the tires warmed up and everything. All right, we'll see what we got here. I think we'll have one more to go here, one more to go at the line. Whoa, hold them up. These guys are anxious, ready to go. All these guys are anxious to get going. We're going to hold him up there. Doug Wigger, he thinks he's winning this race, but hold up there, Doug. He's probably like, man, I didn't know I was this fast. All right, we'll get them all organized, line back up here. We'll go one at the line this time. Make sure everybody's settled down a little bit. Jake Wells in the 13, Doug Wigger in the 7. Jacob Robertson in the 91, Daniel Lister in the 54. AJC in the 77, Kyle Lefevre in the 118, Andy Pearman in the 28, and Gage Dunn in the 29. AJC has won many races in these Crown Vics on all types of surfaces. Asphalt, dirt, short track, big track, figure 8. I believe this is probably the first time he may have been in that car, but I've seen him jump in cars before and wheel them to victory. So we'll see what he's got back there. Looking for the green flag. It's out. We are underway. 25 lap feature for the Crown Vics on the figure 8. Jake Wells, Doug Wicker still batting out a little bit of contact. Going into turns 3 and 4. Jake Wells down at 13 goes way wide. Allowing Doug Wicker to lead. 3 wide back there behind him as they bump and shove each other. But it's Doug Wicker out front right now. Jacob Robertson in the 91 and Jake Wells in the 13. Battled out for second. And there's AJC and Daniel Lister right behind them, side by side. Doug Wicker in the 7, coming around to complete lap number 2. And here comes Jacob Robertson in the 91 now, moving up into second. Daniel Lister in the 54 now, trying to get around that 13 of Jake Wells as well. On the inside as they battle. Doug Wicker still with a good run in the 7. Jacob Robertson in the 91 trying to track him down. And Daniel Lister now moves into third. Jake Wells back to fourth. And there's AJC in the 77. He's going to come up, make some contact with Jake Wells in the 13. 13 gets a little sideways right there. Doug Wicker leads them around, completing lap number 4. Jacob Robinson in the 91, gaining a little bit of ground each lap now. So he can probably catch him, but can he get around him? You seen Doug Wicker the other night on the short track. He actually had a good qualifying time, but he was telling me he actually forgot to put the transponder in the car, so he didn't get a time. He had to start in the back. He worked his way up to like 5th or 6th, somewhere like that, 20-car field. But he made sure that he had the transponder in this time. And right now he's leading them around, but he's got the 91, Jacob Robertson, right on his bumper. He will be completing lap number 6 this time around. Doug Wicker, Jacob Robertson, and there's Daniel Lister. 1, 2, and 3 as they have pulled away from the rest of the pack. Lap 7 complete this time around. Doug Wicker looking pretty smooth and steady out there in that 7 right now. Pulls away a little bit now from the 91, Jacob Robertson. They come up on Gage Dunn in the 29. Doug Wicker now gives Gage Dunn a little bump there, lets him know he's coming through. Makes it through safely. Jacob Robinson at 91 has won several figure 8 features down at the Sports Drome, as well as Daniel Lister in the 54. But can they get around that 7 car? Doug Wicker looking strong out there so far, smooth and steady around this tricky figure 8 course. Down in the grass just a little bit that time, Doug Wicker. Some of that dirt kicking up when they get down off the track there a little bit. So Jacob Robinson not able to take advantage of it, but he is right there waiting for a mistake, as well as Daniel Lister in the 54 waiting to pounce. Still plenty of time. Coming around this time, they will complete lap number 11. Remember, this is 25 laps. Top 3 cars looking very strong. Jake Wells back there in the 13 running 4th. There's AJC in the 77. Andy Perriman in 28 and Kyle Lefevre in the 118. Cage Dunn in the 29 has left the racing surface and into the pit area. And they're going to see the cross flags this time, halfway through, 13 laps down in this 25-lap event. You see Kyle Lefevre in the 118 scooting through the intersection in front of your leader. Doug Wicker continues to lead the pace. Jacob Robertson trying to find a way around that 7 car. Look out, Andy Perriman in the 28 flashing in front of your leader at the intersection. Sixteen laps complete out of this 25-lap event. Doug Wicker looking strong in that 7. Let's put a little bit of distance between him and the 91, Jacob Robertson, and the 54, Daniel Lister. See Doug Wicker getting down in that dirt a little bit. It appears he might be leaking a little bit of something. We'll keep our eye on that situation. Only got 8 laps to go. Doug Wicker in this 7. Looking at 6 laps to go. Still looking very strong out there. You see Kyle Lefevre 118 had to slow up there at the intersection as their leaders will be gaining on the 118 Kyle Lefevre here in just a moment here. See if that plays into the completion of the race. Only 5 laps remaining this time around. And Jacob Robertson finds something to get around that 7 car. He gains a little bit of ground, then the 7 pulls away. Close call here at the intersection. AJC flashing in front of that 28 car of Andy Perriman. Your leaders, 791 and 54. 91 now looking a little bit to the inside, trying to figure something out. Time's running down now, only 3 laps to go. If 91's got anything, it's time to do it. Two laps to go. Doug Wicker in the 7 continues to lead, trying to hold off the 91 of Jacob Robertson and the 54 Daniel Lister. They have not had an answer for that 7 car, but Jacob Robertson right there on the bumper now, trying to figure out something here. It's now or never for the 91, Jacob Robertson, as the white flag waves. Coming up on Andy Perriman in the 28. On these last 2 turns, Doug Wicker, 91, Jacob Robertson, looks to the inside, nothing there. Last turn, last straightaway. Checker flag will wave for the 7 of Doug Wicker. Jacob Robertson second, Daniel Lister third. Fourth will be Jake Wells. And then AJC in the 77. So what a great, outstanding run there for Doug Wicker in the 7 Wild Wheel.
Yeah, Harold Adams, awesome run by Doug Wicker in that number 7 car. Really great to see Doug do that good. Talked to him a little bit earlier today on PNC Pit Road, and he said he had that car. His crew got that car all together. Haven't run it much in 2023, but congratulations to the number 7 at Doug Wicker. Told him a little bit earlier on Pit Road, I'm surprised that car is heavy as it is on weight with the size of that man's head. I don't know. I have to joke with Doug Wicker a little bit. Doug and me are good buddies, you know. He's going to be very happy when he climbs out of that race car. I can tell you that 100%. So congratulations to all of the team on that win here tonight. Good run by Daniel Lister and Jacob Robertson as well. Jacob Robertson has won just on any figure eight course in the area, that's for sure. And we'll have Ronnie Basham III here shortly. Send it down to him. Ronnie Basham, take it away, buddy. Down there with your winner, Doug Wicker, in that number 7 car.
Got a happy, happy family down here. The old man, Douglas Wicker, getting her done now. Yeah. See, for you older fellas, it's never too late. It is never too late to come out here and win your race here at Salem Speedway. Happy family, a happy friends, happy crew as he climbs out of his 7 machine. Give it up for the old man. He still got it in him, but Douglas Wicker. All right, Doug, we'll get you a drink here. Let him give him a drink. He's kind of old, you know, kind of fragile. He still can get her done, though. Doug, you're in a fine race. You have some young blood behind you. Give you some pressure back there. Who'd you like to thank? How's it feel to be back in victory lane here at Salem Speedway?
Oh, awesome. I mean, I can't thank the guys behind me. Clean driving. What I expect. Wasn't Ronnie behind me, but, you know, I'm just kidding. Ronnie's good. Quality used cars. Tyler White. John McLaren Motorsports. Troy. Man, he does a lot on this car. If it wasn't for him, I couldn't do it. Ronnie, J-Rob, my heart guy right here. He knows I love him. My wife, my family. Everybody. Wayne works his butt off on it. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it.
All right, you got a big crowd to thank, and man, you know, you still do got it, don't you, old man? It's like riding a bike, baby. It's like riding a bike. Give it up for him one more time for Douglas Wicker. Going to our second place finisher, the 91 of Jacob Robertson. Jacob, you were fast. I just don't know. The only way to move Doug would be on that move him, you know. But I know you're not that type of racer, and you ran behind him. I know it takes a lot of patience to sit there and ride behind someone. But from your point of view, is there anything you could have done any different? And who'd you like to thank? I know you got your dad to thank and friends, but who'd you like to thank here on your fine piece of machine?
Yeah, it was a good race. I'm looking at Doug's right front right now, and if we'd have ran 35 laps, I think I would have got him. But yeah, it was tough to ride behind him. He never misses mark, so I'm not the type of guy to move somebody out of the way to win. So I was hoping the intersection would get a little crazy, but everybody was just so fast, a big group of cars. So, but yeah, I got to thank my dad, Jeremy Porter, for being here to help. Carter Cook. I'm going to thank James Jewell. Oh, I got to look at that to even know the songs. James Jewell's Custom Homes and Remodeling, Merle Bierman Excavating, Derby City Recycling, A1 Transmission, Burkhead Overhead Doors, Cruise Customs, Commonwealth Dodge. I think that's about it, but just thank everybody that's with me.
All right, give it up for our second place finisher of the 91 of Jacob Robertson. Mr. Lister, will you come up here, buddy? Lister. Coming up here for his interview, the 54. John. 54 of Daniel Lister, a third place finisher. Daniel, I know you had a good, fast car. I know it's hard. These cars are pretty much equal, and the only way to move past someone to move them to win, you got to move them. And usually you don't like driving like that. And who would you like to thank? And we appreciate you coming out here and support Salem Speedway.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Diesel Boys, MR Heating and Air, and Gambler's Garage, my brother, and everybody who helps work on my car.
All right, give it up for your third place finisher, one of the Lister brothers, Daniel Lister.